Generating meetings for your short form content agency is one of the hardest parts. So I'm going to show you today my full structure, my full guide, all 3 ways in which I outreach from A to Z, everything that I do. Obviously, I'm a short form content agency owner, so this advice is going to be a bit more valuable than someone that doesn't even run an agency. So yeah, I'm going to literally show you the exact steps that I take, exact steps that I use. So if you're serious about scaling your short form content agency, I'd obviously recommend you guys get out like a notepad, pen, write some stuff down, because you're going to be given some value today. So I'm going to go straight into it. So this could be a bit of a long one, okay, but I am giving away everything. So there are 3 main ways to leverage yourself and generate leads for your short form content agency. So this goes in 3-way order: your social media outreach, your inbound leads, and your cold email. So I've labeled them 1 to 3 on how good they are. So social media is obviously number 1, inbound leads are number 2, and cold email is number 3. Now I will say for the first 2, you do need to show your face. So if you're not willing to show your face, what are you doing? But 2, if you're generally not willing to show your face, I'd recommend cold email and somehow cold calling. If you can somehow cold call, fair enough. It's good. It's going to be very difficult to cold call because they're not like set up businesses, and it's a bit weird on how you do it. But obviously, if you go on Instagram, there's obviously apps that can find the phone number that's linked to the Instagram, so you can call directly to the person. But it's all a bit mad, okay? So I wouldn't recommend cold calling, but it is an option. It is an option if you really, really don't want to show your face. But I would obviously always recommend showing your face. So I'm going to run you through first the social media outreach, the message structure, the workflow, the crafting and outreach message. Then I'm going to go over the inbound leads and these 2 tied together. And then I'm going to be going over the cold email workflow and how you actually write the perfect cold email. So start off here: Instagram and Facebook workflow. So for Facebook, I obviously would not recommend as much as Instagram. So Instagram is the number 1 place you need to be outreach on. So if you've got a good Instagram, built it up a little bit, perfect, you're winning. Facebook, it tends to be a lot of an older generation who don't really know about short form content. They're not very open to it, and they're not very friendly about short form content if you ever tried to outreach on there. So Instagram is obviously better, but Facebook still does work if you have time on your hands. And you can outreach, it seems unlimited, okay? I've never been stopped outreaching, and I've done like days where I've done hundreds, okay? So don't worry about Facebook, but for Instagram, you need to go in sessions, not per day, because this is how a lot of people bitch out, and I've found it a lot. It's like, Instagram only do 25 a day, so I'm only doing 25 outreach a day. No, okay? Do it in sessions. So my sessions consist of, wake up at 6 o'clock. I then do a 6 to 6:30 outreach session where I can send 25 messages and 15 follow-ups before I would potentially get blocked or banned or stopped from outreaching. I then go to the gym. I then come back for the gym around 8:30 to 9. I would then outreach again, 25 and 15 follow-ups. I would then have lunch. After lunch, I'll outreach. And then after dinner, I'll outreach again. So then we've then had 4 sessions of 100 outreach and massive follow-ups compared to just 1 of you just being like, oh, I can't do it, okay? Fill out different session times on how to actually outreach this much instead of just doing it like one way and being like, okay, I'm doing it once and doing it that for all. If you want to obviously add in sessions as well, you could double your outreach, okay? So if you did, in then sessions, you also did Facebook, you could be doing 200 outreach messages a day. And you could get a VA to completely clone you, do the exact same thing on a similar account, and now you're reaching 400 a day. So it's all about the volume and the quantity that you're doing, but obviously it's quite easy if you know what you're doing. So finding qualified prospects, for number 1, you want to find your ideal customer. You want to write down exactly what they look like, what they do, what niche they're in, what services they offer, how many followers they have, what ages are they, what gender are they, what are they doing, and what is your qualified prospect looking like? What's the most perfect, if you could have the perfect customer ever, what do they look like? Who are they? Okay. So then you want to be finding them obviously on Instagram and Facebook. So method 1 is a Reels page where you can scroll on Reels and find them. This is quite hard to do because your Reels pages are not going to be set up optimized for your target audience. So you can do it this way, but I'd obviously always suggest search tab and hashtag. So let's say I'm outreaching to cold callers, someone that's selling a sales course, okay? I would then type up like cold calling, or like hashtag cold calling, or hashtag sales calling or hashtag sales coach or something along them lines that is linked to that niche or linked to who I'm trying to target, my ideal customer. And then I'd go on hashtags around there and obviously scroll through the posts and see who would fit my requirements, and I'd outreach to them. Okay, so then obviously it's a bit different for Facebook. You'd be joining Facebook groups. In Facebook groups, obviously they have a Reels tab where you can then go on and scroll through the Reels tab in the group, and you'll see where people have put up their own Reels. This is a perfect way to actually just find people that are already doing it and maybe open to it. But obviously you can just go on the groups and just outreach that way. And then relevant prospects, you can sort of follow someone, see who's engaging with them, because Facebook's a very engagement like place. So like salespeople will obviously they'll connect and communicate with other salespeople. So if you find one gold mine and just outreach to every single person that's connecting with their posts, then you've got a whole gold mine of whoever you're looking for, okay? Then from there, it's obviously the outreach message, the sales process, and the VSL. So we have our own structured way of message structure and the outreach message on how we're actually going to be able to book calls. So you can see these added here. I have already recorded this video, but the audio wasn't on, so you live and you learn. Every loss is a lesson, okay? So lesson now, the mic is on. So message structure, the goal. So our goal here is to get a reply, and I'm going to show you how to get literally a reply every single time and the way that you can actually do this. You then try and ask for permission for their email, which obviously you're going to be sending them a VSL. And then from here, you get a call book. Now, a lot of people will argue with me about this with this structure, but I can tell you from my countless outreach experience and messages, this is the best way. Building rapport for too long and like, 2 days rapport and then I try and sell. They become your friends and they don't actually want to be sold anything. They feel like quite betrayed and disheartened. I think it's quite an emasculine thing to do that sort of method. I think it's weird. I think it's very good to just be open with them. What other ways are there? Going straight for the call booked. If you know anything about reciprocating tendencies, that makes no sense. The value given from them to you, they've given more value than you. So why they give more value than you? Because you're trying to sell them something. That makes no sense. I'll go over that in a second, but that makes no sense. So this I find is the best way for like psychology, giving them the most value that you can offer them, and then they're obviously going to reciprocate that value. That's why it's called reciprocating tendencies. If you know anything about buyers' tendencies, yeah, you'll obviously know about that and how that works. So outreach message, you need to rapport, hook, call to action. Now I've made this so big because I was going on a rant and like a massive like go on like this hook needs to be insane, and people don't hook their like potential customer. Instagram, you can see the first few words of what someone sent to you. So from here, he or she, right, or they, or whatever, knows what they're talking about, knows what you're talking about, and they're like, okay, well, it could be a potential customer. He said, hey, they'll probably read this. How you first name your X course. So they'll be like, okay, wait, it could be a potential customer. Let me open it. So now that you've hooked them for this, you now have a little bit of time to then hook them, okay? So this is where the hook comes in. If you're not hooking them right here, you are fucked, okay? There is literally no way for you to get this down. So your hook, okay? The hook can be here. Let me type out hook. So your hook can be here, here, or here, okay? Now your hook just has to be anything that blows them away. Now, I'll do some hooks here. You need one of them to be a hook and just one, and this is how you're going to do it. So, 500 pieces short form content. That's a hook. Why? Because it's how. What? Like, how would you do that? Okay. If they're not replying this, your hook is not strong enough. You need a very, very, very strong hook for them to actually reply, because you've obviously baited them here. If they're not confused out of their mind after, then you've obviously done something completely wrong, because hook, okay? Guaranteeing. Well, this one's an easy one to do, 500k views. Or let's do right. So these are all hooks, okay? So the hook number one, 500 pieces. My question, if you outreach to me with this, how? Guaranteeing 500k views. How? Right? And then the hook, 2 times your money back. That would be like a why. Or again, it would be a how, because they're like, but you're that confident. If this is like still all right, it still has to be all right. You can't just be like, oh, we can do one short a day and get you 1 view, because that makes no sense. Okay, 51 views. You need to be making sure the hooks are absolutely crazy and next to actually nothing, because otherwise they're not going to be booking a call with you. Okay, so you need to get them to reply, and this is your only goal. Your only goal with your body text is to get them to read with your report, and then get them to reply with a question. Now, this is why I put call to action question, because you can here put, I think I've got it here, right? Now, you can add this, but I think it's too long. I just think it's too long, and I think it then deters the idea of them saying how. And that's all we're looking for. With this method, all we're looking for them is to say how, what, why, what do you do, like what's going on. Because as soon as you do this is when you ask a question, you can then send back to them. I can send you a breakdown of how we do it if you would like. And this is where the VSL comes in. Now I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. If you give them a VSL, so an email, let's do a value chart, okay? Let's do a value chart over here. Let me grab a tool, okay? So we're going to do it in... No. Let's do it in yellow boxes, okay? So this is you. No, okay. Wait. This is the customer. So that's a potential customer, and this is you. So you outreaching to them and them replying, you both have equal values. Both of you align with each other, so it makes sense, okay? Now, if you ask for a call, they are then giving about 4 blocks of value compared to what you've given. Now, as a customer, you're not going to be giving value because value is everything. If I've given up here, my time, my effort, my energy, there's still more. You've wasted everything compared to what I've given. I've given nothing. Now, look. This is why booking a call straight away doesn't work, because they won't want to get on a call because they're giving too much value. So now, if I offer you a VSL, if I say I've made a VSL for you, I might have given you an extra block. You sending your email is nothing, okay? Perfect. So now it's a fair trade again. We've done this perfectly. Fair trade of value. So now we're still on the same level of trading value. No one's shot above each other. If you can shoot above them, great. If you can be like, oh, just do this. Now, in the VSL, I'm going to break down how you make a VSL in a second. But with this VSL, you can easily go about 5-6 blocks above them from the value that you give, obviously, because I'll show you and how to give the value. But yeah, that's that. And now, their value of watching it, they've given their time, and then they've given their reply back. Okay? So, back to this. Sorry, it's a bit messy now. So, oh, my OCD is going to kill me. One second. The OCD will actually kill me, boys. I'm sorry. Okay. So, now we have given them more value. This is my reciprocating tendencies chart, if you didn't know what I'm talking about. So, they've watched it. They've replied. And now you're still years above value. So now, because you could have... Now you've given more value. So now you're obviously going to say, book a call. You're going to give value because you're going to answer their question. So they're going to come back with a question. You're giving your value because you're hopping in a call. So that's your time. Next, you're going to be answering the questions that they have in their head. So now you're solving their problem because their mind's all cluttered and they're like, wait, what's going on? So now you've added 2 more values. Now they're going to give up their time, their effort, energy, and potential money. So that's a fair trade to me. I know it's a bit complicated and that chart seems very weird because it actually is. But this is how you need to be grafting it. You need to be giving equal value the whole way up. Now, if you generally don't know what I'm on about, go look up reciprocating tendencies for me. Go look it up and get yourself familiar with what reciprocating tendencies actually means, how it works, and how it works in SMA. Because when I tell you boys, like, okay, guys, actually go learn like psychology, actually go learn like bias tendencies, learn them, because you need to understand this for outreach. It's never going to be like, oh, but booking a call makes them save time. No, but how does that add up on the value scale? How does that add up with reciprocating tendencies? It doesn't, okay? Now, because we've kept it even, they're going to hop on a call and we're both giving even value, so they're more likely to hop on the call. So this is going to increase booking rate and increase closing rate, okay? So what happens if they don't reply? There's going to be a shame. Maybe your rapport's not good enough. Your first bit here isn't good enough or whatever. If they don't reply, we need to keep it fun. We need to keep it normal. Too many people go down the traditional route, make it boring, make it like, oh, I don't really want to reply. They make it so static and like business ownery. I know you're trying to be professional, but it gets a bit stale. Everyone's outreaching the exact same. It gets a bit boring, right? So questions, emojis, GIFs. I know it sounds a bit kiddie, but obviously you're still going to have normal ones in there. So we send over a wave emoji. Like, hi, are you there? Are you there, right? We send over you there with a sweating emoji because, oh shit, where are you? We need you here now. Knocking GIF, there's one of the baby that we used to use. Great. No answer GIF. There was one that I got sent the other day where it was just like it wasn't really a GIF. It was more like a meme, and it was like a dead skeleton in his chair and it was like waiting for your reply, and that just made me think like I'd actually prefer to reply to this than someone messaging me like, I was just checking if you would be opposed to booking. Like, fuck off, mate. Fuck off, okay? I can't be asked for your bullshit. So then, like, obviously you still want some normal stuff. So I just made a video on for you how we do X. Can I send it over? So you still want some like sophisticated stuff. This is obviously value and going back to trying to get them to send their email so you can send over a VSL. And I'd always recommend 3 to 4. So make these yourself. Think of like cool new ways. What emojis, what GIFs, what don't just copy this. Like always, don't copy, otherwise you're never gonna win. Everyone will actually crush you. But yeah, make sure this is happening. I think I've already said it, but make sure there's an arrow here to here that I've just seen. You need to do both of these, you need the exact same, okay? So you need to be okay with putting yourself on camera. So I'm going to go into obviously inbound leads in a bit, but inbound leads directly correlates to social media outreach. So watching this and not watching this makes no sense, and not watching this and watching this makes no sense. These two go hand in hand. And the cold email boys, you're a bit further away, but we'll get there soon, okay? So now the VSL. Call to action to book a call. Any questions they send about the VSL, say you can run it over in a call, say book a call. I can answer all your questions in a quick call if you're free this week. So this is how you're going to do. So they're going to ask you questions. When they ask you questions, you're going to reply back to them. I can send them your breakdown of how we do it if you would like. Perfect. Okay. Maybe they say yeah, maybe they say no. They might be like, okay, yeah, cool. What you want to try and do is push this VSL. Once the VSL is pushed and they say for sure, make sure they know it's for them. So make sure you're like, I can send it of how we do it. So this is like wrong, right? So what I was saying before I got cut out, I can send you a breakdown of how we would do it for you, or your agency, or your business, or just make sure that they know it's for them. They know like it is made for them, and that it's not made for anyone else. It's not just a random video. It's made for them. It's made at that time to suit them, okay? So just make sure it's for them, okay? So the VSL, I'm going to jump straight into how it works. So obviously you'd be asking like any questions, you'd be like, oh, I can run through it for you over a VSL. And then this is where you go into your VSL. So step 1 of the VSL, this is obviously the whole script that I use, and I'm not going to show the exact one that I use, like my name's Harvey, like it'd make no sense. But this is the sort of structure that we go by and how it actually works. So thank them for providing you with their email address, and thank them for the time of watching this video. You've got to start out on the right foot. They're obviously very busy people. Shit on my camera, so it was. You got to obviously thank them for their time and thank them for what they're doing, because obviously you need to go off on the right foot. You can't just be like, oh right, so this is me, you got to pay me. They're taking time out of their day, they're probably quite busy, so you just got to thank them. So there's 30 seconds here. I generally say about 10. But you don't want to, like, on here, you want to do, like, 5 here. You want to do, like, 10. Any more than 15 seconds on these two together, it's going to wear them out and they're not going to want to like watch the rest, because this stuff at the beginning is kind of pointless. So you thank them. So you just say like, hi Max, thank you for providing me your email address and taking time out of your day to watch this quick video. I'm very excited to record this for you. So then you move on to step 2. Introduce yourself in your headline to show authority in the market. Okay, so this should be like 10 seconds, no more. So my name is X, so my name is John, and I'm the proud owner of UseFear, and I specialize in, so you obviously say who you are and who your company is, and then you say what your company does and what they do, who they help, what they guarantee, what the headline, what the offer is. So here it says, I specialize in helping coaches book 10 plus inbound meetings every month through 250 pieces of short form content, or you don't pay and we'll give you another 100 pieces of short form content. Okay, so it's just stating back what you do, your headline, your offer, your guarantee, just so they remember, okay, this is this guy, this is what he does. Let me now see how he does it. So this is where you got to quickly get into this, because these two here are very boring. Like, you have to do them, but they're just very boring. So now you want to get onto the case studies very quickly on why they should carry on listening to you, because otherwise they're just going to click off. They're going to get bored. They're going to be like, this is pointless. So they're going to click off. So you need to show your previous results and any testimonials you have to show that you're the real deal. You know what you're talking about. You are the person in the industry that they want to work with, just because you're the G, right? So you got to show online assets such as social media, anything to increase your authority and show that you are the best at short form content. Maybe you do short form content, your clients, your testimonials, your results. Just show why they should listen to you. This could even be you having a YouTube channel with 1K subs. Just because you know a bit about social media, that social proof is so much more than an agency page that actually knows absolutely nothing. Okay, so just making sure that you can show stuff. If you have no testimonials, my advice to you would be go work for free. Go work for free for a week, drop your ego, get a testimonial. Okay, just get someone to say, look, thank you, like we appreciate what you did, and you need to show like obviously the results. So the testimonial for 1, then the results for 2. Just do it in a week. Get someone to sign for a week, literally for nothing. Do a free deal. Because guess what? If you're worth $0 and you're trying to charge and you're like, oh, I'm not dropping my price, then you're just being stupid, because your agency is worth $0 because you've never signed anyone, even though like you're behind it, but it's worth nothing. Okay, until you have something. Once you get testimonials and results, your agency skyrockets in value because anyone can then leverage that. So if you go out and do that, you're already ahead of 90% of agency owners because they just don't want to do it. And I understand why, but like, come on, you got to dig deep. You got to get in the dirt, otherwise you're never going to get anywhere. So from this, the most important part is, why did you decide to send it to them? You need to make sure they feel like they're the only person in the world that you've sent this to. Like, you've made your agency just for them. Okay, it has just been made so you can outreach to them, so you can offer them the best service in the world. So make them feel special by complimenting their attributes. You'll be like, oh, you're amazing on camera, your setups are amazing, but even like just anything, right? And why you want to work with them. Make them feel like they have like the option here. Like, oh, I want to work with you, because not them working with you, even though that's technically what's going on. Why you want to work with them and why it'd be such an honor to work with them. And then tell them why your speciality is in their niche. So this is why I say obviously niche down to a specific sort of niche. All right, so that you can actually get the results and show it to other people. So then it's a proof of concept in that niche, and then the niche will obviously be like, okay, we want more of this. So we only work with brands that do X, such as yourself. So it could be like dropshipping, such as yourself, as we have already perfected a system in place to generate the results that we guarantee. This is where you can show your testimonial and your results of the same niche working. So then they think, okay, well, this obviously works. Now, if you're showing someone in dropshipping, someone that's in solar, then you don't know if it actually works or not, because they're two different niches, and it doesn't have any correlation whatsoever. So making sure that then to align, it is key, right? So yeah, make sure they feel like they're the only person in the world. From here, you want to share your initial ideas on how you can help. That's not meant to say Ben. how we can help benefit them by highlighting their page and a competitor leveraging short form content. So you've got to show that the problem is that they're not having short form content. So you've got to pull up your page and show up a page that is pretty much the same niche, same blah, blah, blah. It's better if obviously you've worked in that niche before. We'll just pull up other pages in the niche that will be like, okay, so we've worked with this client, and obviously they're doing this is the results that they got, blah, blah, blah. So that makes it easier. Obviously, most of you can't do that. So you show what you would change and how you would actually implement your short form content strategy to make it better and to grow their accounts, and show, look, this account's doing short form content to this quality and you're not, and you have this less, and blah, you're probably doing less money, blah, 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 whatever, right? You just need to show that you need to show a sort of desired outcome that they want to look like, and show them where they are, and show them that the bridge to gap is called the bridge method. The bridge to cross the gap is obviously through your short form content, and that's the only way to do it. So even in this, you've kind of built up some sort of pain, and then you're kind of solving it with some sort of solution, right? Then from here, call to action. You've obviously gone through everything. Your call to action is to obviously book a call at the end. But I'll be honest with you, most people won't book a call off the back of the Loom. What they'll do is they'll come back and they'll ask you questions, and then this is how you obviously then book a call off the back of it. So from a VSL, you go from VSL, and then they'll go back to you and ask questions. I can answer your questions in a quick call if you're free this week. So you're pretty much doing the same you did in the VSL, but you're now just doing it for a call instead. So obviously they'll hop on and have to speak to you again because of this value proposition I showed you. So that's the message structure that we're looking at. Now I'm going to go into crafting an outreach message, which is a bit more in depth. It's sort of going over the same structure, but it's going in a bit more in depth on what you actually have to say and what you actually have to do. So building rapport / preview. So obviously I said about the Instagram first half being a little bit shown. They can see your first few words of a message to make it appealing to click, i.e. a fan. Keep it very short, as you don't want them to stop reading there. Like I said again, you don't want them to just stop reading at this bit here because it's too long. Make it, okay, I can read this. Okay, let me read this because they could be wanting to purchase a course. They could be this, right? Hey, F name, your X course is getting some great results, like I put up there. Looks like a customer maybe going to buy the course. Potentially your course is great, getting some great results. Maybe they might buy. And it's short enough to keep them reading for about 2 to 3 lines more, and then they're going to dead it off. Okay, so that's why you need your hook in like the first few lines, and that's why I've highlighted hook so big, because the hook is actually so key. Okay, so that's a building and rapport preview. Very simple. Now the body tech. This needs to show what you're trying to do or open their mind to what you're trying to do. Again, keep it short, to the point. I would always state a headline offer here. Would you be open to hook X shorts every month, generating potential hook X or X hook back? Show there is no risk for them to take, so they will consider. Obviously, I was going on about how this can be a hook, this can be a hook, and this can be a hook. Any one of them can be a hook, but as long as they're a hook so they see it and they want to reply back to it with the how, the whys, the whats, and that's how you get the VSL. So the body text is also very, very key. You can also not go straight into the headline, and you could ask a question. So obviously I don't know what you offer, but let me come over here real quick. So I don't know what you offer, but you could ask like a problem question to make them think a little bit. So that in that they could be like, let's say you're doing short form content and you're guaranteeing views. Do you have, so you'd ask, obviously this is off the top of my head, I'm doing it rough. Do you have a system in place to consistently generate X? Okay, so maybe you could ask a question to bring their problem, because then they'll be like, okay, wait, let me pull this over here, because this actually should just be over it. Because they could think in their head, wait, I actually don't. Okay, so you have two approaches. You either go straight for the headline and offer, which is what I do, just because we have a really good hook. If you don't have a validated hook, let's say, this is perfect to do. Do you have a system in place to consistently generate X? Do you are you happy with your, just ask questions, pain questions that will make them say, you know what, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm actually not happy with this. Maybe I could do more. Maybe it could be more consistent. Use these type of words. So consistently or of increasing. Do you know what I mean? Like, just make sure that they understand that they're not of it a pain word. That's what we're going to call it, a pain word. So are they consistently generating X? Are they increasing X? Right? Are they decreasing X? So you need to be using these sort of words to obviously get them to. That's like your hook again. That's pretty much another hook. So it's all about hooks, right? Call to action. Have a clear call to action to trying to send them a VSL. Obviously showed you why we need a VSL. I can send over a video which shows how we do this. Your offer needs to be good enough, so they need to understand more in a VSL. So obviously that hook, and even this hook here, would be from here. Shit. So from here, what you do, let's say this was your outreach message. You then go, I can show you how, and then reinstate back to this. Right? You go back to in a video. Yeah. So this is what I mean. So you then link back to there. I can show you how consistently how to consistently generate. Because if I said we, that'd show my agency doesn't. It makes kind of no sense. If it says how to consistently, then they might click it because they think there's going to be free value in there. Okay. So it's just about thinking a little bit, actually using your brain. Okay. Even there, like I was going to put, like a lot of people just don't think it. There, I was literally about to put we. Why would you not put to show there's free value in the VSL, you know? So you've just got to start thinking for yourself. Just a little tip off the back of what I was just doing, right? So I can show you how to consistently, and then the same would be for this. But obviously I deleted it back here because I didn't want it to be too long, because you don't have a lot of time. So if you have a good hook, it's better to just wait for them to reply and ask how. If not, you can obviously I can show you how to generate an X, or you could literally do the exact same thing. How we, provide X amount of shorts, how we generate X, or how we X back, right? Just anything to do with asking a question and then show it, saying you can show it in a quick video will make people be like, okay, I want to actually see how this works. So call to action. Yep, nice. Right, VSL. When they reply, answer a few questions, but you don't want to answer them all. If you're just straight away like, okay, let's go into a VSL, they're going to be still a bit like the value proposition isn't there. If let's say they ask a question, so you're here, they're there, they've asked you a question. If you're just going to be like VSL, then they're going to have to step up too, and they're not going to step up too. You need to answer the question, which may have helped them by 2, and then book a call, and then send the VSL, right? So maybe answer 1, maybe answer 2, but make sure it's just not straight away. So then you can I can send you over the video I made for you covering your questions. Your goal is to get the email and send her a VSL. When they say yes to a VSL, just ask what's the best email to send it to. They'll always just send their email because they've already gone too far. I've actually never had it. I've probably had it once or twice where they've generally just said, oh, no. But then I understood they're not serious enough. They do not care about the hook enough. They do not care about your offer enough. They just wanted to kind of understand, like, how do you do it? Like, they don't have the budget. They have no interest of getting into short form content. They're kind of like a pointless lead anyway. So you doing this and then going like, oh, but is a bit pointless. I normally just send them, if this happens, I'd send them a video that I've already pre-recorded. So I'd have always have like a broad VSL, that you can send to people like this, and just send them the link on Instagram, because they probably won't even watch it. Okay. And if they do, cool, you'll probably still close anyway. So booking a call. After the VSL, they will ask more questions. They'll ask a question, say no or say yes. So if they ask questions, answer a few, but say we can cover all questions easier in a call. Like obviously when you were trying to trying to send a VSL, do the exact same thing for booking a call. If they say no, ask and find out why. Don't just say, oh, okay, no worries. Ask like, is it just something you're not interested in? Do you not like the style? Is it a price? Like, what's good? Like, why wouldn't you? And they'll normally tell you, oh, currently, I'm not in the space for short form content. Why? I just don't think it will help. Okay, well, let's do 7 days. If we can guarantee this in 7 days, then you pay for the whole month. Deal. Okay, so you've got to find workarounds. Don't just take no for an answer unless it's a genuine no. Okay, and then yes, obviously you then book a call, but the call to action would have been made, so they can then book a call. So that is your social media outreach structure. Now, this is all well and dandy, but you need this as well. So don't just click off now. You're like, okay, I've got the social media script. I've got it ready. I'm ready to outreach. If you don't do the inbound leads, this means nothing to you. This means absolutely nothing to you. Now, inbound leads, these two top ones probably don't count, but the rest of these down here, oh shit. The rest of these down here account massively for how you're actually going to land clients with your social media outreach. So I'm going to get straight into inbound leads, the second best way, but it also links up with this. So I'm actually going to connect both of them because they do connect together, okay? So content and shorts, the two things that will actually bring people in. What are we in? 709. What are we on now? 721. It's quite cool to look back and see it grow. But I've been doing YouTube now for 3 months, and it's finally compounding and converting to inbound leads and can be used as a massive sales asset. I think it's 4 months. I don't think it's 3. I think 3 is a lie. But obviously, it's not been long. 4 months is not long at all. But now it's really generating into a sales asset. Obviously, I make videos on SMA. To help SMA owners, but when I make videos like short form content is on 1K, okay? Let's say 20 people that have watched that are coaches, consultants, etc. Someone that's looking to do short form content, they know I'm the guy to do it, and they'll come book a call with my team, okay? Even like this, probably not, this not, but short form content here as well. But yeah, the short form content ones are the ones that will actually convert into inbound leads, and then the other ones are filler videos that will obviously grow my audience, so I'll get pushed to more like coaches, consultants, okay? So it's very simple. Me showing what I do and how I do it is an advantage over someone who doesn't, as I'm the one who they can trust, build rapport with, and they'll obviously trust me more than someone that just doesn't have a personal brand. If you don't have a video like this, 43 minutes of me talking about how to make a short form content agency, this video going up right now, I'll be totally honest with you, I know you guys think like, oh, you're helping me so much, which I am. You're welcome. You're right. But this is also a VSL. This is a VSL on how I'm actually going to bring in clients, because how to generate meetings for your short form content agency. I know people right now are probably going to type up short form content, and this may come up. And now them telling that, me showing all this information, showing how my evidence, my testimonials, how I outreach, etc., is something that shows my value as a person, shows my quality, and shows that I'm really about what I say I'm doing. So it will actually probably bring in some more leads. Like, probably not as many, because it is like how to get, but if it was like an editor video, right? Luke made my business partner made an editor video. The amount of inbound leads we got from that was crazy. So that's why he made another one, okay? So it's just bringing in them inbound leads. This content will act as digital real estate and will compound over time. This means in 2 years, someone can come find a book a call easily. In 2 years, if we're still doing short form content, don't know if we will be, don't know where we will be in 2 years, right? That's crazy stuff, right? But this will be 2 years old, but that will have 200,000 views. It will have like 20,000 views or something, because it will just keep compounding. This will be like 1 mil. Okay, that's how it goes. So what do you need to actually do the content? Make an account on every single social media. Post as often as you can. Make sure content doesn't get to your life. I remember I was on constantly trying to make content. You can see now my videos are kind of slowing, like 2, 6, 10. If you go here, I was trying to do as much as I can, and it would mean I'd have to sacrifice like an outreach session. And I was like, okay, it brings in inbound, but if this all acts as digital real estate and it's here forever, outreach isn't here forever. So if I spam my outreach and upload a little bit less, spend a little bit less time, then we're all good. Okay, so I started to obviously make that transition and just make higher quality videos, so then more inbound leads. Offer value. You've got to give a value to your niche. So obviously, if you give them value, reciprocating tendencies. I hope you guys have actually learned about that now and understand what this is. They obviously want to give you something back. Obviously, shows that you know what you're talking about with the systems in place, and leverage over people who don't. It's just leverage over other short form content agency owners. I think we are like the biggest short form content agency owners, like personal brands. So we're going to dominate. I think that's just how the market works. That's how the game works. So content and shorts. Okay, I'm going to go on shorts now, but these are the two that will funnel them in. but will also show. So social media, it will link to this, because guess what? Shorts, you show that you actually do what you're talking about, because you're a short form content agency. If you're not making shorts, you look like an idiot. And content, you know what you're talking about, and you're trying to teach others, which shows like respect and everything like that. And you're a master of your game. And they want, if you're going for high ticket, you've got to be a master. So for shorts are what people get into this funnel as they have the most reach. If you can post one a day, they'll start reaching your niche and compound over time. From here, people will then look at your page, see your testimonials, VSLs, content and values. And also when you outreach and they check out your page, they're going to look at your shorts straight away. So they need to be good. They need to be the quality that your editors are going to be producing. Otherwise, they're just not going to sign on. So what you need to do, make an account on every single social media, post short form content one a day. Very simple. Hire Alex or Mosey style editors for $50 a month. Agency network, link below, shameless plug, but it's completely free. Discord, we can help teach you to get these short form content editors below. Offer as much free value as you can, bring them onto your page. Okay, so that's what you're doing. You're bringing them onto your page, you're making them follow, you're obviously making potential clients look at your shorts and bringing more people into the funnel from these two here than anything else. So that's the start of the funnel. From here, we now funnel it down. Unfortunately, why do we not have a VSL picture? You boys know what a VSL is, so I'm not going to add it. No point. Value picture. So this is what builds trust and rapport between you and the potential customer. They get to learn about you and your story. People buy people. So if they can follow along a story and find out about you, they are more likely to work with you compared to someone that they do not know. It builds that connection so they can feel like as if they know you and they have the same value and morals with people. They want to work with people that they already kind of know beforehand. So obviously outreaching and then even like coming off from shorts or whatever, they see my value picture, they see where I'm at, they see I'm a normal person, they see my captions, but it is about changing lives. Maybe their company's about changing lives. Maybe they're trying to build the best company in the world and they're obsessed with what they do. And they're like, okay, this is a like-minded business owner that I want to work with. So what you need to do, obviously make an account on every single social media, post value pictures off as you can. It can be you doing absolutely anything. Just make sure it has a caption that is suited to you and suited to what you do. Offer as much free value as you can. Write a story, give out motivation, share your journey. Anything that will get them to know you and get them to know your morals, values, and your future, where you're trying to head. And then them three together is what's going to actually take you there, is what's going to make people understand who you are and want to work with you, and then let them find out who you are. From here, VSLs. I don't have a VSL picture, but I'm going to show you a VSL now. Shit, we got some DMs, we got some clients, boys. We got some clients. VSL, right? So this is an 8-minute long VSL where I just cover absolutely everything. I've got another VSL down here. VSL. Okay. So I've got VSLs on my page. I want to start doing more VSLs because they actually do work a lot better than you think. Because they're like, oh, I saw your VSL. And you're like, oh, wait, you actually watched the VSL. Yeah, I sort of had like a self-limiting belief in it, but people like watch VSLs. Okay, so start making a lot of them. Because they actually do help. So imagine that picture there, like this. Right, so VSLs are where you will give insights and sneak peeks into your agency and what you do to deliver your headline offer. This is what will convert people from followers to wondering about your service. So let's say you brought them in from your shorts on your content, see your value, they know a little bit about you. Your VSLs is what funnel them back to what you actually do and what you actually sell. So you can have your main VSLs pinned onto your page so people will be able to watch them. That's what I do, and find out about your business straight away. So the top of the page, they'll be like, okay, because you click the pinned post, you'll click my pinned picture, my value picture, and then you'll click my pinned VSL, and then I'm going to pin a short that does very well and show my quality. So that's all three of them in one. Very simple. You can also use them to outreach, asking permission for someone to send you their email. So you can send a VSL is one of the best methods to convert, obviously. If you have a broad VSL like this, or you have to just make another VSL, right? What you need to do, make it a social media account, post once a week minimum, offer as much free value as you can. Like I said, reciprocating tendencies, give free value, niche insights, tips to scale their business, and then funnel them to book a call at the end. So be like, oh, look, if you're interested in this, you have any more questions, book a call, link in bio, and I can run you through a little bit about what we do. So from here, the most important part is, even if you're not doing these here, for social media outreach or just even just the funnel in general, this is the most important part right here. And this is testimonials, because without evidence, without recorded and without written testimonials, you're a joke. Okay, so evidence, I should have probably put here results. If I no, yeah, okay. If I go back onto Instagram, testimonials. All right, so we only thought about recently. We're gonna start putting our results. So this is our client that we have, 273k after our first video with them. So yeah, so obviously very good results for a first video. And this are evidence. So obviously you'd have now results as well to show proof of concept, to show how good it is. So it would probably be under evidence. Recorded testimonials. I don't know if you boys can hear this one. Let me check. No, I don't think you'll be able to hear this. I don't know why my audio don't work, but it's just a testimonial showing how great we are, just thanking us for our service and what we do. Okay, now Instagram's popping. Yeah, so obviously a recorded testimonial, and then a written testimonial. These are on our website. We've done quite a good job at I think, on our website of actually showing them. So we do obviously a video testimonial, the one that you literally just saw, their written response, and then obviously examples of the ones that we've done for them. And then obviously this will just get added to as we go on. So yeah, that's the written. That's all of them in general. So if you go on my Instagram, you'll see testimonials, recorded, written. If you go on the website, it's recorded, written, evidence, results, whatever. You need to be plastering your page as much as you can, because it shows your proof and it shows the backbone of your actual agency and what you do. So leveraging all ways of testimonials is key. And you should be planting them absolutely everywhere, so people know you're the real deal, and people like to follow what works and what other people do. So everyone's a sheep, okay? Let's just be real. Everyone's a sheep, which is fair enough, because you need proof it works. Otherwise, you're not going to do it, because it's a risk. The risk is absolutely massive. They could lose money. They could die. Anything could happen. But this is why you need to show as much evidence as you can to protect yourself, to show your status, to show your credibility, to show your evidence, to show your results, to show that you can actually do what you say you do without lying. And this is why this goes so hand in hand with the social media outreach. And I believe it's so important that these two go together, is because it is so important. Because without one, you can't have the other. Now, with my agency at the moment, we're obviously doing a lot of this and a lot of this. We're hoping in the next 6 months' time, we can completely switch to inbound. It would mean we'd stop outbounding and we'd only work with high ticket inbound leads. Okay. Now we've had a few messages at the moment, and because of our quality, we want to turn our agency into a pristine agency where we charge a lot, but we do it as like a full short form content, like the best quality short form content agency out there, where people will come to us. So the more content we produce, the bigger that we grow, the more that we do, the more results we get, the more evidence that we get. We can then turn into a full inbound lead agency where we only work with very select clients that they're coming to us. They're choosing us over other agencies, which is what happens a lot in like the e-com space, why I never recommend getting into it, because people are too solidified. Short form content agency is so new that if you can sort of build yourself up and start like now, you're clear, okay? So that's them two. That's the main ones. Now, cold email. I'd say definitely the worst one out of them, but still a viable option. We've landed from cold email before. At the moment, we're not really cold emailing. We do it like we turn it off, we turn it on. It's like we don't know. We're in a bit of a sticky point because these two are just so good for us. But obviously, if you don't have like inbound or like social media, you're going to have to go with cold email. Or even at the start, I'd recommend you go with cold email, because every single way that you can fire is a good way. Okay. So we're going to do the cold email breakdown plan on what you're actually going to be doing to obviously get a cold email. So I'm gonna pretend you guys know nothing about cold email. I'm gonna go from the complete beginning. So obviously you need to create a burner domain and a burner emails. So to get a domain, you can go on like GoDaddy, you can go on like G Suite or whatever. I'd recommend GoDaddy. They're like £1 for the year. I think they're £1 for the year. Yeah, I think all like £1 a month. They're £1 a month or £1 a year. And then you can make 100 emails, but I'd recommend you make like 5 emails off the back of the burner. They'll just have all different tweaks in it, but they're all under one burner. What you have to understand though is if your domain gets blocked, which it very much can if you're sending a lot of cold email, all your emails are going to get fucked over. Okay, so this is what we're going to do to sort of save them. So connect email to Lemwarm. Lemwarm is completely free, and then wait 2 weeks. This is what's going to actually warm up your email. I think MailChimp does it as well. And a few other, MailMeter, I think, does it. I think they all have free warm-up softwares that will obviously get you into their email software. But I'd obviously purchase an email automation software like Lemlist, putting together your email copy. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Follow-ups are crazy. Find a lead scraper or mass lead scraper. You pick one. So you either get a VA to go hand scrape them, or you can buy leads off like a website, or you can go on them like IP website and scrape a bunch. It's up to you what you do, right? I would personally recommend a lead scraper, because then you can go back and find your ideal qualified prospect, because you can show it to your VA and your VA will just completely copy that, and they'll just go ham and find as many as they can. So 1,000 per week is a goal. You need to decide if you're doing first lines or not. I'd recommend you definitely do first lines, because they're insane. Like, if you don't do first lines, you're kind of coming off a bit rude, a bit point. You wanted to be doing some first lines. You can hire someone to do this, or you just completely don't do it. It's generally up to you. It's not one of them things that I'm like, do first lines. Make sure you do first lines, because it may hinder your effects slightly, but with the volume increase that you can do, I mean, they're probably this. I don't really know. Okay, I actually generally couldn't tell you that, because obviously the decrease in reply rate and book rate it goes down. Factual, we've tested this. Goes down if you don't write a first line, but the volume increases of the amount you can send, whereas the increase of booking rates increase as we've tested with first lines, but the volume decreases drastically. So it depends which one you can do. If you have more money, I'd recommend you hire a first line writer and do that. If you don't, maybe just send out mass. Make sure you have a good hook and shit, okay? Write your email and then put them in Lemlist and then fire away. I say Lemlist because that's all I use. That's the only one that I actually like and think is the whole software. The whole way to use it is just so much simpler than any others. So Lemlist is my go-to personally. But obviously, if you use something else, that's completely fine. It doesn't matter. It generally doesn't matter. And then fire away. So put together your cold email copy. You've got a subject line, a body text, and then call to action, and then follow-ups. The follow-ups are goated. I'm not going to lie to you. These follow-ups have absolutely dominated for a few reasons, and I'll tell you why when we get to them. So subject line needs to break the pattern. When you look at emails, you'll see that every single email starts off with a capital letter, and it carries on with capital letters the whole way through at the first start of every word. With my agency, what we do is we do lowercase the whole way through the subject line, unless it's a name or business, because that's rude and you'll get rude replies. Trust me, don't test it. Don't test it, okay? So you want to be doing lowercase, sort of breaking the pattern, using words to break the pattern, think outside the box. What will break the pattern for them to see the email compared to every other email being the exact same, okay? So act as if you're a client. This is the exact same as social media. So I always do the pizza one because our first client was a pizza shop, and I just love, and the nostalgia is good, okay? So do you do pepperoni pizza at CNA? And this is why I recommend doing a first line, because it builds this rapport. So you do pizza at company name, they're going to look, because they're going to want to reply, yeah, we do. And then first few words show on email, so link it to subject line. This is why first line is key to carry on subject and not to be clickbait, which will kill reports. So if they see, do you do pepperoni pizza at CName, and it's like, my agency and I have looked at CName and we think we can, you just look like a fake, a fraud, and you look like an idiot. So either change this to a more, oh, I'm doing it wrong. Is this something like that? Just questions. Just try and make them open the email. But obviously, it depends if you're doing. So that would be a good one if you're not doing the first line. But then first line, you want to make sure it's not too like the first few words, they do quite a lot on emails. You don't want to make it too weird or too clicky. Make it just kind of nice, like make it kind of chill so they actually want to click it. So this is why first lines are kind of key. But obviously, if you're smart, you can find a way around it. But make sure the first few words are not my team and I have looked at. Make sure it's nothing to do with the business or selling, otherwise they just won't open it, okay? Body text. Keep it as short as you can. No one likes reading long emails. Emails are so long, man. So long. Fucking hell. People were sending paragraph after paragraph and it's a joke. You need to state your headline, offer, and the benefits of it to their pain with proof. Okay? Very simple. We help businesses owners struggling with inbound leads book X appointments through short form content. And if you don't see results, we don't get paid. This is the exact structure we use to book X calls for Tony as he grew X. I don't know why I put a name. For X as he grew in X. In X months. As he grew X in X. Okay, yeah, perfect. So put the email into MailMeter. So state your headline at the top, their pain. So that you're going to be targeting a pain point. Business owners struggling with inbound leads. Okay. And then the solution is obviously booking X appointments through short form content. And then the proof of concept is we helped X do this in X days. So you need to be showing proof, otherwise they're not going to book a call. And then you need to obviously be bringing a little bit of pain. You don't have to write a paragraph on their pain and then a paragraph on the solution. That's where people go wrong with cold email. Mix it all into one. This does the pain, the solution, the call to, like everything, okay? We'll do call to action here. But yeah, this is a body text. And then put this into MailMeter and check read time is not over 30 seconds. MailMeter. Actually, MailMeter is spell check. Let's have a look. Don't tell me you have to. If I have to sign in. I don't know, but you can sign in and use this. Normally it just lets you use it, but if you obviously sign in, it's completely free. You can actually just have a look on how long the read time is, and then when you look at the read time, you'll be able to check if it's over 30 seconds. Bin it. It's pointless. They're not going to read for more than 30 seconds. They're very quick. They don't have time. It needs to be very, very short. They need to be. We help business owners struggling with inbound. They need to be able to skim read it and understand the point of your email, and then hopefully book a call. So a call to action is simple. It should be a clear yes or no. If it's like, wait, I don't really know what he's asking, then you've got a wrong call to action. I'd love to share some ideas with you. Are you free for a call this week? Yes, I'm free. No, I'm not free. It shouldn't be like, I'd love to share some ideas with you, right? Because then it's not a clear call to action. It needs to be a clear call to action, yes or a no. Now, there's no like secret tips for call to actions. I'd love to share some ideas. Are you free this week? I love presuming. If you know anything about sales, if you presume the close, it has quite a high success rate. So, are you free for a call this week? Instead of saying like, would you be open to a call? Instead, just be like, oh, no, you do. When are you free this week? Right? When are you free for a call this week? Presuming the close is a lot better than asking questions. When are you free this week? I am free on the... Okay, right, perfect. If not, then piss off, right? You got to presume the close. Or you can just go back to, are you free for a call this week? Whatever matters. Call to actions aren't really that crazy. Just make sure that they understand what you're talking about. But I'm not going to lie to you, the body text sells it. Like, even if you didn't have a call to action, which you should, but like a body text would sell it anyway. Call to actions are just to make sure to reinstate, to make them take action on what you're saying. So obviously replying back to it. So follow-ups. I believe in a 6-way follow-up system, which is insane, okay? So the first follow-up, obviously a very short, quick message. Follow up to see whether you got the chance to read the first email. Very short, very quick. Don't make this one too long. Don't make this about anything. Just following up to see whether you got a chance to read their first email. If they don't reply to this, so send this 3 days after. Send this 3 days after that. VSL, ask, Would it be easier if I sent over a personalized Loom on how we do this? Because they may have read it, but they may not have the time, and they'd rather a VSL, and they'd rather you explain it that way instead of asking questions back and forth. Because email is very hard to like ask question then, because you've got email's really long. Okay, so people just like want, because they might reply back to this like, yeah, please just send it. Yeah, okay, perfect. 3 days after this, these are like 2 to 3, so 2 to 3, 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Show some evidence. Here's a short we made for X, which generated X amount of inbound leads. Perfect. Shows your evidence. Shows you actually do what you're talking about. Next, send video. So here's a video I made on the importance of a personal brand. Let me know what you think. This shows maybe a link back. They may click it, right? This is like a broad VSL. This may make them be like, okay, let me just watch this. Okay. Oh wait, personal brand's quite important, or just whatever it is on short form content or whatever. Send them a video and they might watch it, but you want to be engaging with this. So here's a short. Okay, they can watch a short. Do you want a VSL? So the first two are like seeing if they read it. Next one's a VSL to see like, do you want a VSL? Next one's like, look, here's our quality. Next one's like, here's a video I made on the importance of a personal brand. Let me know what you think. And then next one, 3 to 5 days after this, niche testimonials. We help X in the X niche achieve X. Here is the results and the testimonial they left for us. This is a bit like the VSL. People love to work with what's already worked. So a niche testimonial showing that, look, this will work the exact same for you. Nothing to worry about. This works perfectly is what you want to be doing. Now, this is where it goes different. About 7, 8, not a little while after this, 1 to 2 weeks after, this whole funnel will just die. Okay, they won't see this anymore, they won't care. And this is where the follow-up of Dream comes in, which no one talks about. And this is why you generally need an email automation software, because of just this trick here. So around 7 to 14 days after, even a month, I've seen people do this a month after and they still book a call. And like, I've seen replies be like, oh, like you got me after a 1 month follow-up system or whatever, just laughing at it, because they may not have seen any of these, but they may see this. So this is where you reinstate your offer. You reinstate your first email that you sent to them. You just send it again in the thread. So it may pop up and they may be like, okay, what's this? Because they may just not, okay, I'm interested. And then they'll see this thread and they'll be like, okay, let me watch this video. Okay, here's some evidence. Okay, here's a testimonial. The whole, why would you leave it a niche testimonial without following up one more time, so they could potentially see all that you followed up? Because this follow-up system here is insane. This will break barriers. Okay, this is an insane follow-up system, engaging, showing them a lot about what you do, etc., etc. Why would you just leave that to die after your last one? Because you're like, oh no, he's not going to reply, it's not going to work. No, just send another one. Send like 7 to 14 days after, and that's how you land a cold email. So that is how you generate meetings for your short form content agency. I hope you guys obviously enjoyed the value I gave with you today. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you thought. If there's anything that you would change, I'm obviously open to seeing how you boys book meetings, seeing what you do. Hopefully I can see a lot of you getting some results. If you do want to share your results with me, obviously link in the description to our free Discord for SMA owners. There's some free videos in there to help you learn a little bit more about SMA. There's a community in there where you can share your stuff about SMA. You can ask questions. There's like 400 agency owners, so you can ask one of 400 and obviously me and Luke. And yeah, you can share your results in there. And I want to see some of you boys winning with generating some meetings for your short form content agency. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. We're all alone in this together, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.